So in Arabic, of course, just like in English, you have singular, you have plural. Okay, singular is for one, plural is for two and above. Okay, but in Arabic, it is a bit different. Okay, in Arabic, it is a bit different. In Arabic, we have singular, the same thing, singular, which is called, okay, read after me, mufrad.
Mufrad.
Mufrad, yes, mufrad. So mufrad means singular. Okay, so this is the term, yeah. We say mufrad to refer to singular, mufrad. And of course, in English, it is only singular and plural. But in Arabic, we have this. Iqra. Muthanna.
Musanna.
Muthanna. Yeah. Muthanna. Okay. What is muthanna? This is two. Dual. Sorry. If it is an ustaz, musanna, two ustaz. So two in Arabic is not still, of course it is plural, but we don't call it plural in Arabic. We call it musanna. Every time you want to say two people, two teacher, two houses, two cars, and so on. So you have to change the word to the musanna form. All right. So again, we have singular, mufrad, and then we have musanna, and finally we have this. Iqra'u jam'un.
Jam'un.
Jam'un. Or you can skip this ain, you say jam'a. Jam'a. Jam'un. It is a bit difficult, but normally people will just say jama'. 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 Jam'un or jama'. 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 So it becomes jama'. And in Malay, previously we also used this word to refer to plural. We say jama'. J-M-A, J-A-M-A-K, right? We say jama'. So the jama'. So it is an Arabic word, jam'un. So plural. So again, in Arabic, we not only we have singular and plural, but we have dual too as well. Yeah, remember the term mufrad, singular, muthanna, plural, jam'un or jama' is for the mufrad, singular, muthanna is dual too, and jama' is plural. So plural in Arabic or jama' in Arabic is always three and above. Yeah, so this is a very important point. Three and above, then you change the word to the plural form, to the jama' form. If it is two, we do not use the jama' form. We will use the muthanna form. Okay, so this is the term. Okay, now let us look at some examples. So this is just some examples of the words in their singular mufrad form, in their musanna dual or musanna form, and also in their jama' form. Okay, first we look at the first word, mufrad. Okay, this is the word usra. Anyone remember what is this word, usra? Our lesson, usrati.
Family.
Family. Okay, good. So the meaning is family. But now, since this is in singular form, mufrad form, how many families here? One family, two families, three families?
One.
One. So the better translation is a family. Okay. So usra is a family. How do you say I have a family? Remember the word I have? The word in the... look at the lesson again. In the... What is that?
Indi.
Indi. Yes. So you want to say I have a family. Indi. Indi usrah. Okay, no need to say indi usrati. You add ya. If you add ya, then it is redundant. I have my family. No, we do not want to say that. I have a family. Indi usra. Okay, so the word usra is a family. Yeah, one family. Okay, now look at the musanna. How do you change from one family to two families? So you have to change to the musanna form. What do we do? Okay, this is what you do. To change from mufrad, to change to musanna, what do you need to do is you need to add alif and nun to the end of a word. Again, I repeat. To change from singular, mufrad, to musanna, you just need to add these two letters, alif and nun. And how do you read the word? Okay, first let us join the two words, usra and alif and nun. So it becomes alif, sin, ra, ta. Of course, it becomes the normal ta. Then you add to that alif and nun. That is how we write the word. Okay, that is the first step, yeah? You add alif and nun. What is the second step? The second step is how do you read this? Of course, the first part of the word is usra. But when you reach the last letter, which is ta, you put a fathah. Why is it a fathah? Because the next letter is the alif. The next letter is an alif. So it is natural to have a fathah before an alif. Okay, you cannot have other vowel before alif. It will be difficult to read. Yeah. So put a fathah. And what about the letter nun? The letter nun is always with a kasrah. Again, I repeat, the letter nun is always with a kasrah. This kasrah cannot be changed. Okay, so you say usratani. Usratani. Or you can just say usratan. Usratan with the long vowels, Usratan. Usra, one usra, two usra, usratan. Usratan. So again, how do you change from mufrad to musanna? What do you add?
Alif nun.
Alif and nun. And how do you read the word? What is the vowel before the letter alif?
Fathah.
Fathah. What is the vowel for the letter nun?
Kas.
Kas. Kasra. So this is musanna. Yeah. So next time when you see this ani at the end of a word, so most of the time that is referring to a musanna form of the word. Yeah. So you want to know what is the word? Just remove the alif and nun, then you get the word. Usratani. What is this word? You want to refer to the dictionary? The dictionary will never give you the meaning. In the dictionary, they will only give you the singular word. And sometimes they give you jamak word. But for musanna, I don't think they will. Yeah, I have never seen that musanna in the dictionary, because musanna is something that you can learn in the grammar lesson. Yeah, so this is one example in the grammar lesson. Yeah, so usratan, every time you see this ani, you know it must be musanna. Okay. Okay, before we look at jamak, let us continue with the rest of mufrad and musanna, because musanna is easy. You just add alif and nun. Yeah, okay. We look at the second word, which is ukht. Ukhtun. And ukhtun, ma ma'na? What is the meaning? Ma ma'na kalimat ukhtun?
Sister.
Sister. Naam, syukran Amira. Sister. How many sisters? Ukht. One, because this is mufrad. Okay, so you can say ukhtun, sister, or in the sentence, it will be a sister. Ukhtun, a sister. You want to say, I have a sister, indi ukhtun. Do you have a sister? Hal indaki ukhtun? Hal indaka ukhtun? Do you have a sister? Okay, that is sister. Now, how do you change this to two sisters? Ukhtan. Make it longer. The sound. Ukhtan. Don't just say ukhtan, because if you say ukhtan, the ending is just with the tanwin. That this is ukhtan. When you say ukhtan, what does it mean? It means one sister again. With this tanwin, this is similar to this tanwin. Ukhtun, ukhtan. These two is it depends on the grammar function. So in the sentence, you will see ukhtun and ukhtan and sometimes ukhtin, but they are the same word. Ukhtun. Yeah. So now we want to say two. When you want to say two, don't just say ukhtan. You have to make sure you have that long sound, because you have the alif. So we say ukhtan. Make it longer. Yeah. So ukhtan and ukhtan are two different words. Ukhtan, one sister. Ukhtan, two sisters. And yes, this is how you change to two sisters. You add the alif. Ukhtan. And what about the nun? Is that with a fathah, kasra, dhamma? How do you say that? Ukhtanu, ukhtana, ukhtani. Ukhta. The nun. What about the nun?
Kasrah.
Kasrah. So we say, oh, yes, kasrah. This must be a kasrah, yeah? You cannot change to something else. You don't say ukhtana. If you see alif and nun and they read ana, that is not two. If you see alif and nun and at the end for the nun, you see a dhamma, this is not two. Okay, a dhamma, a tanwin, a fatha, it is not two. Two is only alif and nun with a kasrah. If you see alif and nun with a kasrah, tanwin kasrah, this is also not two. Okay, two is only alif and nun. Nun with one kasrah. That's all. Yeah. So this is where how do we say two? Yeah. Ukhtun, ukhtani. Okay. Now, okay. We leave the word akhun. Let us move to the word first. Later we will come back to the word akhun. Okay. Now the word one mother, a mother, a mother, because it is in the singular form. A mother. You want to say two mothers. What do you do? Two mothers.
Umman.
Ummani. Yes, the same, right? Ummani. Ummani. The same thing. You add alif and you add nun. Ummani. Two mothers. Umman. Okay, good. Umman. Walidun. One father. Now you want to say two fathers. Change to two fathers.
Walidani.
Walidani. Good. Walidani. You add the alif and also the nun. Walidani. So now this is two fathers. But of course, walid, walidan, walid, one father, a father, walidani, two fathers. But most of the time when we use this walid in the musanna form, walidan, it is not two fathers. It will refers to both fathers, father and mother. Okay, so the word walidani again, even though this is the musanna form from the word walid, father, but when we say walidani, most of the time, the meaning is father and mother. Yeah, father and mother, the parents. So this is how we say the parents, walidani. So at the end, it will depend on the context. Okay, if the context are referring to parent, then of course you translate father and mother. If the context is referring to two fathers, then you translate it as two fathers. Yeah, so this will depend on the context. So here we don't say two father, but the parents. Okay, now the last word, akhun. Akhun. Akh is brother, a brother. Okay. Okay, just like what we did just now, what do you add to the word akh? What are the two letters that you add to say two?
Alif nun.
Alif
From our lesson, it is alif and nun, right? From our lesson, it is alif nun. Then you will say akhani. Okay, but for this word, this is a special word. Okay, highlight this word. This is a special word. It is not with alif and nun. This is what they will do. The alif and nun is here. The word akh, sorry. First, we look at the word akh. This is the word akh, akhun. This is the alif and nun to say two. But they add additional letter here. What is that letter?
Wow.
Wow. So this wow is an additional letter. It's used for only a few words. Okay, only for a few words. One of the words is akhun. Akhun. But when you want to say two, we don't say akhani. We don't say akhani, but we have to add the wow. Yeah, we don't say akhani, but we add the wow, akhawani. So this is a different. This is a bit different from what we have learned previously. Yeah, only for this word. There is another word which is similar to this. There is another word which is similar to this. Okay, let us write the word. Okay, write the next word after the word walid. Write the word abun. Ab, another family member. And who is the ab? Abun is? Ummun is the mother. Abun?
Father.
A father. So abun is a father. So now you want to say two fathers. From our lesson, we just add alif and nun. It becomes abani. Correct? It is abani. But this word is similar to the word akhun. How did we say two brothers just now? We don't say akhan. We say akha one. And you add the wow, yeah? So similar to the word abun. So what is the musanna for abun now? Based on what you see in the word akhawan. Akhun, akhawan. Abun, what do you think?
Abawani.
Abawani. Yes, correct. So this is another word that you have to add wow, yeah, before you add the alif and nun. Of course, to say two, you just add alif and nun, but we cannot just combine abun, abani. There is no such word abun, abani. No, for this word, it has to have this wow, abawani. So for these two words, it is a bit different where you have to add wow. The rest of the word, you just add alif and nun. Yeah. Ummun, ummani, akhun, akhani, ukhtun, ukhtani, and so on. Okay, any question for these two? Mufrad and musanna. Any questions? So now you know how to change to musanna by adding alif and nun, yeah, and make sure that the nun has the kasra. Okay, right. So done with the musanna. Okay, but actually no, we are not done yet. In the lesson, yes, it is done. Okay, now I want to give you another form of musanna. For musanna, normally when they ask you, okay, give me the musanna of the word, this is what you will do. This is what you will do. You will add alif and nun, yeah. But in the text, when you have musanna, they will sometimes you will see another form. So that is why I have to give you this form. The changes is because of the grammar function. So Arabic grammar, they will change the pattern of a word, the form of a word. Okay, now we will talk about the grammar later. Now I just want to give you another form of musanna. Just now we said to change to musanna, you add alif and nun. You add alif and nun. That is the first way. The second way of changing to musanna is instead of adding alif, you add a ya and a nun. Again, instead of alif and nun, you add ya and nun. And how do you read that letter? Similar to how do you read the alif and nun. Before the the ya is a fathah, and the nun is always with a kasrah. So instead of ani, it becomes aini. Aini. So let us try with all these words. Usratani, that is the normal way. If you ask you, what is the musanna for usra? You give me this one. Usratani. But in the text, sometimes you will see they write a different form. What is that form? Try to change this word using this aini.
Usrataini.
Usrataini. Yes, correct. Usrata, but this time it is not with the alif and nun, it is with the ya and nun. And how do you read this? You say usrataini. You see that? So whenever you have usrataini, this is again musanna. This is also referring to two usra. Yeah, so you have two versions. Usratani, the one with the alif version. So we call it the alif version. I call it the alif version. Sometimes you have to say usrataini using the ya version. So there are two versions of the musanna, yeah? And when you learn grammar, you will know when should I write alif usratani, when should I write the ya usrataini. But as I said, if you ask you, if in the exam they ask you, okay, give the musanna for this word, you simply use the alif version. Yeah, no need to put this. This is only in the text. All right. When we see this, I will explain it to you. Okay, I will repeat this. Ukhtani. Now, another version for the word ukhtani. Change the alif and nun to the ya and nun.
Uhtaini.
Ukhtaini. Yes, Faris. Ukhtaini. So it is the same thing. Ukhtun. But now you change the end with ya and nun. And we read ukhtaini. Yes. Ukhtaini, two sisters. Similar to the word ukhtan. Ukhtan. Okay. In normal situation, we say ukhtan. In books, sometimes they change to ukhtaini. What about akhawani? Akhawani. Another version of the word is
Akhawaini.
akhawaini. Naam, Elina. Sahih. Akhawaini. Yes. So we say akhawaini. Akhawani, akhawaini. Both means two two brothers. The wow remains, yeah? The wow, we have seen this wow. The additional wow remains in both version. Akhawani and also akhawaini. Rakam, next word. Ummani. Two mothers. Another version of the word? Yes. Ummani with the alif. Sometimes it is with the ya. So what is the word?
Ummaini.
Ummain. Ummaini. 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 This is similar to ummani. Two mothers. Walidani. Walidani.
Walidaini.
Walidaini. Walidaini. So now they use another word which is ya. Walidaini. Walidaini. This is the noun, yeah. This is the noun. Walidaini. Walidaini. So now you have the ya. Walidaini. And the last word, abawani. Another version of the word, two fathers.
Abawaini.
Abawaini. Yes, correct. Abawaini. Two fathers. But of course, most of the time when they say abawani or abawaini, it refers to parents, both father and mother. Just like the word walidani just now. Just like the word walidani or walidaini, we don't translate two fathers, but we translate as father and mother, similar to the word abawani, father and also mother. Yeah? Okay. So this is for the musanna. Yes. Any question? Anything you want to ask for the musanna? Okay. Now, next time when you see in the text ani or aini, you can guess. Oh, that is a musanna. So what is the mufrad? Simply remove the ya and the nun. And this one of the examples of this ya version is in our text. Just now we had the dua. Okay. Just now we had this dua. Rabbi firli wali walidayya. This dua. And I said earlier that this word walidayya is from this word waliday. Remember this? Waliday. So this waliday is actually from the word walidaini that we have just seen. Walidaini, which means two. Yeah, the two parents. So waliday, that is why when we translate this word walidayya, for my two parents, not just for my mother. What happened to the nun? This is another topic. The nun is removed. Why is that? That is for another topic. Yeah. Okay. And before we go, we look at jama'. Now we end this part. We look at the plural. So what is the plural of these words? Okay. For plural, okay, you have to memorize. Yeah. For plural word, you have to memorize. Sometimes there is actually a formula, but for certain words you can follow the formula. For certain words, no. Just like in English, sometimes you just add es, so s, right? But for some word, you have to memorize. Okay, you cannot simply add s. So the same with Arabic. There are formula that you can follow, and sometimes there is no formula. So that is why the best way is just memorize. We have a list. So you write your own list. Mufrad, musanna, jama. Okay, now let us look at the jama of the word usra. Usra, the jama is usar. Usarun. So the word now changed, right? It changes to another form. Usar. There's no formula for this. You just need to memorize. So usar is families. The next word, ukhtun. Ukhtun. Ukhtani. What is the plural? The plural is akhawat. Akhawat. Sisters. Aza jama'. So this is the plural for the word ukhtun. Next word, akhun. What is the jama' for the word akhun? They gave you two jama'. Yes. So some words, they have more than one jama'. Okay, you can have two. Sometimes we have more than two as well. Yeah, okay. For this word, the first jama' for the word akhun is ikhwatun. Ikhwah. Ikhwah. Yeah, ikhwah. And what is this ikhwah? Is this brothers or sisters? Plural of which word just now?
Brother.
Brother, because ikhwa is plural for the word akh. So akh is brother, ikhwa is brothers. In this case, this is a bit weird where you have the ta. from our previous lesson, we know that whenever you have a ta, is it male or for female?
Female.
Female, yes, that is correct. If it is a mufrad word, now I can add that. So ta is a female sign when it is in the mufrad form. Okay, when you see ta and it is a mufrad word, yes, you can translate that as a female. But when it is a jama' word and you have a ta, it is not necessarily to be female. And actually, it is not for a female. It is for male. Okay, so this is not the sign of female anymore. Okay, this is not the sign of a female. Why? Because ikhwa is plural for the word akhun. So the meaning of ikhwa is brothers. Yeah, so this is something different from what we have seen earlier. Ta, but not to refer to female. Why? Because this is not a mufrad or singular word. This is a jama' word. When you have ta with a jama' word, that is not referring to a female. So ikhwa is one jama' for the word akhun, and another jama' is this. But this is wrong. The vowel is wrong. The vowel is wrong. The vowel is not akhawan. It is, remove this, rewrite the vowel, ikhwanun. That is the correct vowel. Okay, because the one who typed this, they I don't know, maybe they got confused between this ikhwan and akhawan. Akhawan is two, right? Just now we saw this word, akhawan, two brothers. This is jama'. Maybe they just copy and paste. I don't know. I'm not sure what happened here. But this is wrong. It is not akhawan. It is ikhwan. And the nun comes with a tanwin. So when you see alif nun with a tanwin, you know that this is not two. Right? Because when it is two musanna, the nun is always with a kasrah. This is for two. So now this is not two. Yeah, this is also plural for the word akh. So you can write both ikhwa or ikhwan. In the Quran, we have the word ikhwa. Innamal mu'minuna ikhwa. God says that all Muslims, all mu'mins are brothers. Ikhwa. The word ikhwan, you see this in this movement in Egypt. They have this ikhwan muslimun. Have you heard that? There's a religious group or political group. They call themselves ikhwan al-muslimun in Egypt. It started in Egypt. Ikhwan muslimun, Muslim Islamic Brotherhood or Muslim Brotherhood. So it is the same word, yeah, ikhwa or ikhwan. So both are used. Next word is ummun, mother. The plural for the word mother, the jama' for the word mother is ummahatun. Ummahatun. Mothers. Ummahat. The example where you see this word is when we refer to the wives of our prophets. Okay, if it is one, then we call her Ummul Mu'minin. Have you heard that? Ummul Mu'minin Aisha. This is the title given to the wife of our prophet. The mother of the believers. So we consider them as our mother. Ummul Mu'minin. It is if it is one. If we are referring to one, then we say Ummul Mu'minin, such as Aisha. But if we refer to all of them, you use this word. Ummahat. Ummahat, the mothers of the believers. Ummahat al-mu'minin, the mothers of the believers. Okay, this is just the usage of the word ummun and ummahat, yeah? So ummun, ummahat. And what about walid? Walid just now, walid, the jama is walidun. 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 Walidun, yeah? So walidun is the jama. So you can translate as fathers and you can translate as parents as well. Fathers, yeah? Fathers and parents. Walidun. And finally the word abun. Abun. The word abun, father. Okay, let us write the word, how to say fathers. Jama for the word abun, it is abaun. Abaun. Aba. Yeah, aba. Okay, so this is okay. Aba means parents. Sorry, fathers. Aba. Naam. So that is our lesson today. Any questions? No questions? Okay. So if there's no questions, try to memorize this mufrad, musanna, jama. It is good if you can have your own notebook. In your notebook, you can have this list of mufrad, musanna, jama. So in the next class, when we learn other mufrad, musanna, jama, you can add that to your notes. And sometimes when we encounter a word in our text, so I will normally give you, oh, this is the musanna. I will give you the jama at the same time, so you can also write that in your list. So at the end of the class, you will have a compilation of your own list, mufrad, musanna, and jama. So you can continue using this list when you continue in the next level 2, inshallah.